Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your hearts be light. From now on, your troubles will be out of sight. No, our troubles don't seem like they're out of sight because we have now lost 3 out of our last 4 Premier League matches. This is a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling after what we have done last season. 100 points, winning the league by what, 19 points. It's a weird feeling. I was telling someone just the other day, I could remember every game City has lost over the last 2 seasons. But now, they're coming. They're coming, man. 3 in 4. 2-0 versus Chelsea. 3-2 versus Crystal Palace. And now, a 2-1 loss to Leicester City halfway through the season. Week 90. It's hard because I did not watch the game today. I watched the previous 2 losses, but I did not watch this game today because it was actually showing on Sports Goal, NBC, and I was at work, so I had to, tune into the Liverpool-Newcastle match. And after Liverpool were running, riot on them, I had to stop watching that game. But I was still following, the City game, getting updates. And I saw the updates. The first update I saw was when we were actually 1-1. And I was like, okay, we could come back and score another goal and win this game. You know what I mean? Or even if it ends in a draw, still, we pick up a point, Still, we pick up a point. But then I see Leicester score again, and I'm like, damn. I knew we weren't going to come back into that game. And then I got another update, and I was like, oh, maybe we scored. But nah, it was a red card, Fabian Delph red card. And I was like, oh, man, we're done. We are done. 3 losses in 4, losing to Leicester City. And guys, we are third. We are third in the Premier League table. Could you believe that? Wow. This is unbelievable. Third, 44 points behind Tottenham Hotspur, 45 points, and Liverpool, still unbeaten so far in the league, 51 points, 7 points behind the Reds. Liverpool are starting to believe that, this is their year. More than ever, they're believing that this is their year. But, guys, let me talk about the match today. Leicester 2, City 1. Did not watch the game, but I saw the highlights. I heard Pep Guardiola's interview. I watched another, analyst video on YouTube, heard what he had to say. And what I have to say is these losses, to be honest, to be completely honest, they are needed. They are needed. It's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call that we are getting a bit complacent, thinking that we can play guys like John Stones at right back and central defensive midfield and, keep playing guys like Zinchenko and Delph at left back and doing whatever we want with Bernardo Silva and Gundogan and these guys and, having Maris come off the bench and, Raheem Sterling on the left and on the right sometimes. And then, we need to get our act together, man. We need to get our act together. The team is in a bit of, it's kind of, to be honest, it's not balanced right now. Some, injuries have thrown, the team out of balance with Fernandinho out with, injury. Then Kevin De Bruyne was out. He's still, getting back to full fitness. Then Aguero was out at one time. He's back. Jesus, still not 100% confident. And, we have Delph at left back, Mendy out injured. Delph making, numerous mistakes. He not to criticize him, but he switches off sometimes. You know, Sane does really well going forward, but sometimes he's lacking, you know, in the back. Kyle Walker, not his usual self, you know, might be tired, you know, from the World Cup and coming back to play for City, you know, Champions League, you know, League Cup. It's a lot of football. It's a lot of football. And the team it's not balanced. I watch. We're still playing well. Don't get me wrong. We are still creating chances galore. We are still bossing possession, still completing more passes. You know, we are playing most of the game in the opponent's third of the field. But it's just something that every time our opponents, they get a chance to score any sniff, they put it in the back of the net. Look at the game versus Chelsea. That Kante goal could have been avoided. David Luiz goal could have been avoided. Not marking the men properly, you know, not winning the, you know, the aerial balls when they're supposed to win them, not clearing the balls properly when we're supposed to clear the balls. Then we go on to the Crystal Palace game. That first goal, that Schlupp goal, like I'm still kind of wondering how the hell did Schlupp score from that angle? Hit it with his left, beat Edison on his left far post. How did he get that in the back of the net? Kyle Walker should have actually defended, you know, a little bit better there. He could have done a better job. And then the Townsend goal was an awesome goal, one of the best goals of the season, but the clearance was poor. And then for the third goal, you know, Townsend again with the header, and then Kyle Walker, the ball hit the post, ricochet. Kyle Walker could have defended, you know, that ball a little bit better because Maya wasn't, like, in on goal. He was there. He could have, you know, defended that a lot better than that, and it cost us the penalty. We weren't able to come back into the game. And I think, yeah, we did score first in that game. Coming, you know, losing after leading early. And then the game versus Leicester, we led early through Bernardo Silva. Really cheeky goal set up by Aguero. And then Albrighton again making a difference. Like he did come on during the League Cup match and made a difference. We just beat them through penalties in the League Cup and they got their revenge. You know, if you watch the way they set up their team, it was a really defensive setup. Just look at their lineup. You know, I'll get to that in a second. And when you see the Albrighton goal, Delph switched off. He switched off complete. I was like, what is Delph doing? What is he doing? You know, he's just ball watching, forgets about the man behind him. Ball gets to Albrighton. He heads it. Far post. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. And then the Pereira goal was just spectacular. But no one is marking him again. No one is marking him. You know, what is up with us conceding these silly goals? It was a monster shot to beat Edison. He was, you know, blindsided by, you know, everyone in front of him. But not to take anything away from Pereira, it was an awesome goal. And it's going to take these moments to beat us, but they're coming. They are coming. People are figuring us out. If you watch how Leicester City was set up today, let's take a look at, you know, the lineups today. How Leicester City was set up, it was really defensive. It was really defensive. It was a 4-3-3, but if you check the men in the midfield, it was Hamza Chowdhury, it was Mendy, and Ndidi. These are all defensive midfield players. All of them. Maguire, Morgan, Pereira, Chilwell in the back. You know, Chilwell and Pereira, they do overlap as fullbacks. But still, it's 7 defensive players on the field. Vardy, Albrighton, Maddison, the attackers. That's really how they set up. They went in with a defensive mind state to probably, you know, rub out a draw. And they came out with a big 3 points. City had Sane, Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Delph, Laporte, Stones, and Danilo. Kyle Walker resting there, Edison in goal. We had David Silva, Riyad Mahrez coming off the bench. Only 2 subs used. We had Shinji Okazaki and Demari Gray and Danny Simpson coming off the bench for Leicester. And we had a lot of chances. I saw the highlights and I was like, oh my God, why couldn't we put one of those chances in the back of the net? It was chance after chance after chance. If you check the stats, Leicester had 10 shots, we had 11. But the highlights were packed with us being up in their third of the field. 66% possession. 616 passes with 87% pass accuracy compared to Leicester's 325 passes and 70% pass accuracy. We played way better ball than Leicester, but it's just that they took their best chances, put them in the back of the net, and we were just fiddling around. We were just playing around. We were just up there all the time, sending the ball in, not doing anything with it. Leicester being resolute in defense, they clearing the balls, getting it out of there. And they won the game. And it's the same thing that Crystal Palace did, the same thing that Chelsea did, the same thing that Lyon did early on in the season. We are getting figured out. And it needs to stop now. It needs to stop. Because if we don't stop this bleeding, we are going to go further and further and further and further behind. We are conceding too many goals these days. We need to get our act together, need to get our defensive, shape back together, need to decide who the hell we're going to play in defense. Winter transfer window is coming up. You got to get some players on loan or something. Bring in some reinforcements because players are injured and the guys who are replacing them are not suitable. They're switching off. Fabian Delph, switching off. We need to figure this thing out, Going forward, we need to be more clinical. I know we have been playing well for many, many games, many, many months and moons. But the last couple games, we are playing around, man. We are playing around. And let me just say that. I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. Been going on for a while, but we got to do better than this. We definitely got to do better than this. Teams are figuring us out. They come in playing defensive, but, on the counter, they are, punishing us. They're punishing us when they are going forward. They're making their chances count, and we are not. We play Southampton this Sunday. Then, the big one, Liverpool, first match of the year. Then we have Rotherham in the third round of the FA Cup. Then we have the League Cup semi-final versus Burton. So we did pick Burton. We did draw them. I wanted that, So you could say we enter the finals already. But keep our fingers crossed. I think we have to play Tottenham or Chelsea in the finals. But, Tottenham or is it Arsenal? I think it's Tottenham. It's Chelsea. Arsenal got knocked out. But who knows? Burton could upset us the way we are playing right now. But I'm going to still be positive and say we are still in this. The title race is heating up. It's now 3 teams in the title race. Tottenham, City, Liverpool, 6 and 7 points ahead of both Tottenham and City. And they're pulling away. They're playing really well. To be completely honest, they are playing damn well. And with that said, let me talk about the other Premier League fixtures really quick on week 19. Really, really fast. We had Fulham defeat. No, that game ended in a draw. Fulham, I'm all messed up right now, man. 3 losses in a... it felt like they're in a row. 3 losses in 4 games. It's really hard pill to swallow. Everyone at work, they see me, they're like, oh, man. What's going on? And I have nothing to say. But Fulham won, Wolves won. We had a goal by Ryan Sessegnon. I think that might be his first Premier League goal. And then Roma Saiz scored the equalizer in the 85th minute. It's nice to see that guy Saiz scoring a goal there and Sessegnon. So, nice to see those two getting on the score sheet. So, with that 1-1 result, Wolves are 10th and Fulham are now 19th. 1 point above the bottom place team, Huddersfield. Then, the next fixture, we have Everton 5, Burnley 1. What has happened to Burnley this season? I don't know. They are not themselves. They came, what, 7th or 8th last season, and they're really struggling this season. So we had Yerry Mina scoring his first Premier League goal, I think, in the 2nd minute. Header. Then Luca Dina scoring a free kick, awesome free kick. I could remember seeing those 2 goals. I didn't see the rest goals. I saw the Ben Gibson goal to bring them back in the game. Well, actually, Sigurdsson scored a 3rd, which was a penalty in the 22nd. And then Ben Gibson scored in the 36th. It was 3-1 at halftime. Then Luca Dina, the man coming in from Barcelona. Everton has some Barcelona rejects. You know, Andre Gomes. They have Yerry Mina and they have Luca Dina. So they're making use of their Barcelona rejects. Then we had Richarlison, the man who we could see go to Barcelona one day. Who knows? He scored in the 90th, the 3rd minute of extra time. Pardon me. 5-1. Big win for Everton. They are actually 8th with this result. And for Burnley, they're 18th in the relegation zone. Wow. Could you guys believe that? The next fixture, Liverpool 4, Newcastle 0. I was actually watching a piece of this. We had Lovren scoring a brilliant goal. Brilliant goal in the 11th minute. Salah penalty in the 47th. Xherdan Shaqiri scoring again in the 79th. That was a tap-in. And Fabinho, that might be his first Premier League goal if I'm not mistaken, in the 85th minute. So you guys should know Liverpool are on top of the league table. Unbeaten so far, 51 points. And for Newcastle, they're 15th on 17 points. So they need at least, let's say, 23 more points for survival. And that will be, you know, the main priority. Crystal Palace 0, Cardiff 0. Really good result for Cardiff, though. They are 17th, 15 points. Crystal Palace 14th on 19 points. They're coming off of a really good victory versus Manchester City. So, good stuff. Then we have Leicester 2, Man City 1. I already mentioned that. With that win, Leicester are 7th and City dropped to 3rd. Not a good result for my team, as I already mentioned, but, you know, it's just part of the game. Tottenham 5, Bournemouth 0. Wow, Tottenham are running riot. They're running riot. I think they just defeated, was it Everton they defeated 6-2? So that's 11 goals in 2 games. They're awesome, man. Eriksen, 16th minute goal. Son Heung-min, 23rd and 70th. Lucas Moura in the 35th. And Harry Kane in the 61st to hand out a beating. A royal beating. A Christmas beating, Boxing Day beating on Bournemouth, who is playing really well this season. I don't know what's going on. Then, with this win, I forgot to mention, Tottenham are now 2nd. They crept up really fast. They're now 2nd. They were actually 39 points when we lost versus Palace. Then they were up to 42, and then they're now 45. And they're now 2nd place. Bournemouth dropped to 11th, 26 points. So Bournemouth falling off a bit there. So the next fixture, we have Brighton 1, Arsenal 1. Big result for Chris Hughton and Brighton. We had Aubameyang scoring in the 7th minute and Jorgen Locadia scoring in the 35th. Nice to see him on the score sheet. Arsenal are 5th. They have 38 points. And for Brighton, 13th, 22 points. One of the teams who actually just want to survive. That's their, you know, main goal. Just to survive. Man United 3, Huddersfield 1. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer turning things around at Man United there. Nemanja Matic with a 28-minute goal. Then Paul Pogba, man. 2 goals, 64th and 78th minute. Then Matthias Jorgensen, the Dane, pulled one back for Huddersfield Town. With this win, United are 6th. Oh, they're in the top 6 now, 32 points. And Huddersfield are rock bottom, 10 points. Huddersfield might get relegated this season. They might not avoid it. Sorry, David Wagner. And he might get sacked too and go back to Germany. You know, sorry. Then we have Watford 1, Chelsea 2. We had Hazard scoring in the first minute of first half, extra time. And then Roberto Pereira scoring in the 3rd minute of first half, extra time, to go into the halftime break 1-1. Then Hazard scored a 58-minute penalty to give the Blues a big victory. Well-needed victory for Chelsea. They are 4th on 40 points. And for Watford, they are 9th on 27 points. And for the last fixture, I think it's the last fixture, which was, they have one fixture left for tomorrow. That will be Southampton versus West Ham United. For Southampton, they, on the up, new manager Ralph Hasenhuttl, they are 16th on 15 points, and for West Ham, they are 12th on 24 points. Southampton at home, I'm going to go for a draw, a favorable result for Southampton, also for West Ham, who has been playing well as of late, but I think they just lost. A draw for Southampton before they face City on Sunday. So guys, that's my, roundup of match week 19, halfway through the season, with my team, they are 3rd, languishing in 3rd, 7 points behind Liverpool, and, congrats to Liverpool on leading the table halfway through the season, man. I'm not bitter. I know that we will come good, and we will fight. I actually love that it's making things a bit more interesting. I was saying to myself the other day, it would have been really, really boring if we just kept winning and winning and winning. What will I have to talk about? I wouldn't have anything to talk about at all. So it's good that these things are happening, making things a little bit more interesting. We're not going to run away with the season like we did last year. But I still have faith in the boys that we are going to pull back and we are going to win the 2018-19 Premier League season. Sorry, Liverpool. It will be heartbreaks for you again. You know what I'm saying? I'm still confident. If Liverpool do go on to win the title, they truly, truly deserve it because they are playing some damn good football. But guys, have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your hearts be light. From now on, your troubles will be out of sight. So have yourself a merry little Christmas night. Merry Christmas, guys. Peace out. Thank you very much for all the support throughout the year. I'm not a singer. It's just for fun, But thank you very much. Looking forward to doing more and more content in 2019. I've been here since, 2017. So it's on and on and on. I keep going. So if you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Guys, leave me your thoughts down below. Let me know if you think Liverpool will go on to win the title, the first ever Premier League title, or will Manchester City, regain theirs, or will Tottenham go on to finally win something? Let me know down below. Don't forget to leave a like for the video. And until next time, guys, peace out. Rich Squad.